Sometimes, the smallest act of kindness comes from the most unexpected place and changes everything. Imagine waking up one morning, believing you're invisible to the world, unnoticed, unimportant. Then, a stranger does something so simple, yet so genuine, that it makes you rethink everything you thought you knew about life, hope, and humanity. That's where today's story begins, with one small gesture that rippled far beyond what anyone could have imagined. Because what if the kindness you offer today turns into the miracle someone has been silently praying for? And what if, in helping them, you discover the true purpose of your own life? If this is your first time here, welcome to Kindness Tales. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, and tell us in the comments what kindness means to you. Your engagement helps us spread more inspiring stories to people who need them. Now, let's begin our story. The town of Hillcrest was the kind of place people drove through but never really looked at. The streets were lined with old diners, faded storefronts, and a school that had seen better days. Winter had come early that year. Snow hugged every tree and every rooftop, and even the smiles felt cold. Among the people rushing through the chilled morning air was a woman named Emily Parker, a single mother in her early 30s, exhausted from juggling 2 jobs, raising her 10-year-old son Noah, and trying to hold herself together. Emily wasn't unhappy, but life had worn her down. Every morning she walked Noah to school before heading to her shift at the diner. She tried so hard to stay positive, but she couldn't help but worry. Bills piled up. Noah needed winter boots she couldn't afford. Her car made strange noises she didn't have the money to fix. And Christmas was coming, a reminder that she might not have gifts to place beneath the tree. One especially cold morning, as Emily and Noah trudged through the snow, Noah spoke softly. "Mom, do you think Santa still comes even if we can't decorate?" Emily swallowed the lump in her throat. "I think kindness always finds a way, buddy," she replied, though she wasn't sure she believed it. Across town at the local hardware store worked a man named Daniel Reed. Daniel was quiet, a widower in his late 40s who rarely spoke unless necessary. He'd been living with grief for years after losing his wife to cancer. Since then, life had felt like moving through fog. He worked, he went home, and he watched the days repeat. He kept to himself, observing the world from a distance. People called him reserved. Some thought he didn't care, but they didn't know that inside him was a man longing to feel something again. One day, while driving home from work, Daniel noticed Emily and Noah walking along the icy sidewalk. Emily's coat was too thin for the weather, and Noah's shoes were worn through at the soles. Daniel slowed his truck, hesitating before rolling down the window. "Need a ride somewhere?" he asked gently. Emily's first instinct was to refuse. She didn't like accepting help, but Noah looked up at her with tired eyes and she nodded. "Thank you. Just to the school, please." The ride was short, filled with awkward silence. Before they stepped out, Daniel looked at Noah and said, "Make sure you stay warm, kiddo." Then he looked at Emily. "If you ever need anything, the store's just down the road." She smiled politely, assuming he was just being courteous, but something about his voice felt sincere, like he meant it. Over the next few days he thought about that moment more than he expected. Something about Emily's quiet strength, and Noah's hopeful eyes, despite clearly having so little, stuck with him. He remembered his wife's words, spoken back when they used to volunteer at a shelter. "You can't change the whole world, Danny, but maybe you can change one person's world." By the end of the week, Daniel made a decision. He walked into the diner where Emily worked. She looked surprised to see him. Daniel didn't order food. Instead, he gently placed a small envelope on the counter and said, "This is for you and your son. No strings, just kindness." Emily froze. I can't accept this." "You don't have to," he replied softly. "Just use it. Maybe buy those boots. Maybe something for yourself, for once." She stared at him, eyes filling with tears. "Why are you doing this?" Daniel smiled faintly. "Because someone once did it for me." She didn't open the envelope until she got home. Inside were gift cards for groceries, a local clothing store, and a handwritten note. "Kindness always finds a way. Wishing you and Noah warmth this winter." Emily cried quietly at her kitchen table, not from sadness, but from the overwhelming relief of finally being seen. She told Noah, "There are people in this world who care, even when you don't expect it." The next morning, Noah wore his new boots. Emily walked to work with a lighter step, but the story doesn't end here. Inspired by Daniel's kindness, Emily found herself noticing people more. really noticing. At the diner, she began offering free coffee to a homeless man who often sat outside. She helped an elderly woman carry groceries. She started a small pay-it-forward jar with her tips, inviting customers to contribute if they wished. Others began to join in. One regular customer anonymously bought lunch for a group of firefighters. A teenager paid for a veteran's meal. The diner became more than a place to eat. It became a place where kindness lived. One snowy evening, Daniel walked into the diner again. This time, he didn't sit alone. Emily invited him to join her and Noah at their table. As Noah handed him a ribbon-wrapped candy cane, Daniel's eyes softened. For the first time in years, he felt like he belonged. Slowly, Daniel opened up. He told them about his wife, how she loved Christmas, how she believed in leaving people better than you found them. Emily listened with genuine compassion. Noah, with the innocence only a child can have, said, "Maybe she sent you to help us." Daniel didn't respond immediately, but something about those words settled deep in his heart. A week before Christmas, Emily invited Daniel to help her organize a community event at the diner, a hot meal giveaway for anyone in need. He hesitated, then agreed. Together, they decorated the diner with handmade ornaments and dollar store lights. Word spread. Volunteers showed up. Local businesses donated food. On the night of the event, more than 60 people came. Families struggling to make ends meet, elderly individuals with nowhere else to go, and even people who just wanted to feel less alone. As Daniel watched Emily help serve plates and Noah hand out candy canes, he felt warmth fill the space inside him that grief had once occupied. A woman approached him with a grateful smile and said, "Thank you for what you started here." He looked over at Emily. She smiled back. It was then he realized it was her kindness that had started everything. His gesture had simply encouraged it to grow. After the event ended, Daniel stepped outside into the falling snow. Emily followed. "Do you ever wonder," she asked softly, "why certain people cross our path?" He nodded. "I do now." She looked at him with quiet gratitude. "Your kindness didn't just help us, it changed us. And now, look what it became." He glanced back through the diner window, where people were cleaning up together, laughing and smiling despite the cold outside. He felt his wife's memory not with sadness, but with peace. "Kindness isn't about how much you give," he said. "It's about how much of yourself you put into giving." Emily placed a hand on his shoulder. "Then tonight you've given a lot." As snow continued to fall, Daniel whispered, "Maybe kindness is what keeps us warm." Emily looked up and replied, "Maybe kindness is what brings us home." And that's where our story ends. But yours might just begin now. If this story touched your heart, please subscribe to Kindness Tales, click like, and share this video with someone who needs a reminder of the goodness still left in the world. Let us know in the comments, what's one small act of kindness you can do today? Because kindness isn't just something we give, it's something that grows. Starts with one, spreads to many, and sometimes comes back to you when you least expect it. Thank you for watching. Let kindness lead the way.